What wears a cape, has rock-hard muscles, and can save the world? It's super. It perches on building tops and converts solar energy into electricity. It's solar panels! Well, solar panels may not be able to fly across the sky with its cape billowing behind, but they can certainly help the environment by saving energy in our school and Montgomery County. Montgomery County Public Schools has been starting a new initiative to use more solar power and less non-renewable energy. MCPS has established power purchase agreements for on-site electric renewable energy generation that extend to 20 years. These contracts hold a stabilized rate below the cost of conventional grid electricity and provide additional risk management for electric rates well into the future. The power purchase agreement allows Richard Montgomery High School to host the operation of solar panel systems on the roof of the building. A solar developer installs, owns, and maintains the solar array and sells power directly to the school. Unlike the school owner, the developer is able to access significant cost offsets to solar projects available under state and federal tax incentives. The school benefits from electricity at below market rates with no upfront cost or risk. Because MCPS and RMHS are increasing their usage of solar energy, it is important to understand how solar panels work and their implications on our school and our environment. Now, how do solar panels work? Solar panels are composed of photovoltaic cells which are made of semiconductors such as silicon. When light, as in photons, strikes the cell, some of the light is absorbed into the semiconductor, transferring energy to the semiconductor. The energy knocks electrons loose, allowing them to flow freely. This is called the photoelectric effect. Photovoltaic cells also have an electric field that forces freed electrons to flow in a certain direction. The flow of electrons is a current, and by placing metal contacts on the top and bottom of the photovoltaic cell, we can draw that current off for external use. Meanwhile, the cell's electric field causes a voltage. With both current and voltage, we have power. This is great and all, but the efficiency for solar panels is very low. Where's the other energy lost to? Here's the biggest factor. Since the light that hits our cell has photons of a wide range of energies, it turns out that some of them won't have enough energy to alter an electron-hole pair. Only a certain amount of energy, measured in electron volts and defined by our cell material, is required to knock an electron loose. We call this the band gap energy of a material. If a photon has more energy than this, the extra energy is lost. This accounts for the loss of 70% of the energy incident on our cell. Why can't we choose a material with a really low band gap so we can use more of the photons? Unfortunately, our band gap also determines the strength or voltage of our electric field, and if it's too low, then what we make up in extra current by absorbing more photons we lose by having a small voltage. The optimal band gap, balancing these two effects, is around 1.4 electron volts.
Next, we're going to talk about the ethical, moral, social, and economic implications of using solar panels. First, we're going to talk about the ethical and moral implications. To keep Mother Nature happy, we have to keep our world healthy. Pollution, greenhouse gases, the burning of fossil fuels, these are all things that help to fuel global warming and upset Mother Nature and our environment. However, the use of solar panels reduces the need for burning fossil fuels and thus conserves resources, so solar panels are highly ethical. Next, we're going to talk about economic implications. Solar panels used to be very expensive. However, since supply of them has been increasing, the price of solar panels has been decreasing. Additionally, in the long run, solar energy works out to be cheaper than most other forms of energy. The energy itself is basically free. You are essentially just paying for the maintenance and installation, so Richard Montgomery will have more money for important things like building a pool on the roof. And finally, let's talk about the social implications of using solar panels. Let's take a look at the unemployment rate today. It's 7.3%. That's pretty high. How can solar panels help? By creating jobs. There is manpower needed for the installation and maintenance of solar panels. One of the most important things to do in today's world is to take care of one's health. All the pollution created by forms of energy widely used today is seriously detrimental to our health. Solar panels will reduce the need for things such as fossil fuels, which would reduce pollution and thus help our health. A lot of the natural resources we use for energy come from other countries, thus making us dependent on them. Using solar panels can decrease our dependence on those other countries.
If solar panels are so beneficial to the environment, why isn't everyone getting them? Well, solar panels do have some weaknesses, the first of which is cost. The cost of production and maintenance of solar panels may seem daunting, but in this case, RMHS is lucky. In partnership with SunEdison, RMHS has no installment fees and has an affordable plan to maintain and use solar panels at a reasonable rate. Another concern is weather fluctuation. What do we do if on one day we have rain and minimal sun? The last concern is the regional difference of the amount of sun one area gets in comparison to another. This is called the solar insolation of that region. Let's do the math. Using the value of the average amount of electrical energy that RMHS uses per day and the value for the average amount of solar insolation that Maryland receives per day, we can calculate that 18,544.66 meters squared of solar panels would be needed at 15% efficiency for RMHS to be energy independent. And at 21% efficiency, 13,246.81 meters squared of solar panels would be needed. Well, we still haven't dealt with the issue of the fluctuation in the amount of electrical energy that is produced from day to day. Here's the solution. We can store energy. During the summer and during the daytime, we can store up energy to support ourselves in the night and the winter. There are two methods that we can use to store energy, the first of which is batteries. This method is quite costly because the batteries themselves are very expensive and must be replaced every few years. The second possibility is the grid tie system, where the grid acts as your battery. When your solar panels produce energy, it is sent back to the utility company where your energy meter rolls backward and you pay less that month for your energy bill, or you get paid for the energy that you produce by the utility company. In conclusion, we can see the power of the solar panel. Solar panels are feasible, are environmentally friendly, and are cost sensitive. With the help of solar panels, we can make our school, Richard Montgomery High School, energy independent.